Hey, welcome back to the Material Alphabet series. If you missed the previous part, you can find the link in the description. In this series, I'm creating a different material study for each letter of the alphabet. It's not meant to be a perfect step-by-step tutorial, but more of a process walkthrough. In this part, I'll continue developing the amber material, and let's start. Internal shatter pieces don't really look like shatter. They're way too soft and smooth in my opinion. Let's see what we can do about that. First, let's drop down the subdivision and see if that's going to make them more shattery. We can add subdivision later, after the noise. Let's also get the second level of the noise. To make it work properly, we'll have to disable thickness. We will add thickness later, with the second level of Boolean as well. We get a lot of points that aren't connected to the geometry, but that's an easy fix with an add node. Now that's a little bit better. Let's see if we can get wider reflections in the shape. Making lights a bit brighter also helps. I want to get one main reflections a bit to the top and onto the right. That's exactly what I was looking for. This light goes a long way of helping to sell the feel of shininess and glossiness of that material. But it's way too perfect at the moment. Let's see if we can fix that with the help of a few textures. Let's connect one of them directly to the surface to preview. But we don't have any UVs, and that could have been a problem if we had any sort of animation on our geometry. Luckily we don't, so let's carry on. Nice addition to the recent Redshift update is UV projections, but I didn't really find much use for them. Triplanar just gives nicer results for static geometry. Let's wire up several textures into the triplanar and connect them to the bump blend. And I almost forgot to make a snapshot of a before. Now we can continue with adjusting the bump maps and check if we make any good progress. This specific texture has to sell the feel of the bubbles directly on the surface of the material. But I don't really like it, so let's change it to another one. This one will be responsible for the bigger dents. Let's see if we can do something with the reflection roughness. I have a texture for it, but I would like to squish it, because it's way too bright. Let's disable all the roughness for a second and see if that's going to be better. It is not, so I will bring back roughness slowly. Let's disable all the inside geometry for a second, so we can focus on the textures. The trickiest part is to find the right balance between the roughness and the bump strength. Now I will bring back the inside geometry and see if those textures will work with them. It is getting better, and we get a lot more details, but it might be too much. Let's dial it down a bit. I can see that the roughness might be too strong. No roughness at all is actually growing on me. Let's make a screenshot of that. Let's also try a different texture for roughness. I definitely like the amount of details I get from the bump textures. I think that's enough textures for now. Let's see what we can do with the noises. I will use Voronoi noise, actually two of them, and plug another one into the global scale of the first one. That way we will get highly detailed areas, and less dense areas as well. Let's plug it into the bump map, and adjust the scale. That's gonna be our main bump map. Let's get another one for more crystallized surface details. I don't like that it's applied across all of the geometry. So let's mask it out, using another noise and a multiply node. Now it's gonna be applied only on selected areas. Let's make a snapshot of the progress so far. That's quite a progress. I think I will leave it at that. Let's work on the camera, and I think we will be ready to render soon. First, let's enable the LUT. I like to enable apply color management before the LUT, so it doesn't get too harsh. I would also like to roll down highlights. And to compensate for that, I can increase the exposure. I'm wiggling parameters left and right not just for fun. I'm trying to assess how much of the effect I need. But it does look funny looking back at the recording. I don't usually do that, but for this specific scene, I would like to crash blacks a bit before color grading. Let's organize scene a bit and set up several cameras. There is not much left to comment here. I will just look for interesting angles and set up cameras. After that's done, I will send everything to render. That's it for the Ember material. In this final part, I brought the piece together and finished the main look. As with the rest of the material alphabet series, this was less about making a perfect step-by-step breakdown, and more about showing the process behind the study. If you missed the previous part, the link is in the video description. And if you want to follow the rest of the material alphabet series, I've linked the full playlist there as well. Thanks for watching.